Don't look under the internet.
Hello.
Oh my
Hi.
god!
Wow, great intro.
We're starting it off like this. We're in a hot one today, boys and girls. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Don't Look Under the Internet. It's a show. It's a show where you guessed it. Internet. There's a little horror.
There's a horror.
Not that much comedy.
A little silly. It's a little silly.
It's more annoying.
Yeah.
We're more annoying and frustrating than silly. At least that's what the YouTube comments say.
And the Spotify comments.
And the Spotify comments.
Yeah.
We're making enemies all over the place.
Several people rushed to defend us against a comment that I published like 6 months ago on the Spotify. So thank you.
Which one? Do you remember?
It was something about how annoyed they were that we just like constantly went off on tangents and took like 15 minutes to get to the actual topic. And several people were just like, but that's what makes it diluty. And I was like, you're damn straight.
You're goddamn right. Look at that.
Oh,
that sounded like it hurt.
Oh, I kicked something under the table.
It's okay, boo.
Oh,
Yeah, we have a real wild one today, and by wild one I mean a mild one. I'm gonna start it off with a little bit of the old-fashioned diluty. Housekeeping.
I'm gonna interrupt you because I'm gonna forget otherwise. But it is housekeeping. We got a package from someone, and they sent us this book. The book is called Morning Glory Milking Farm, and it's an actual book with words in it, not one that we have to fill.
And it does
Fill it in
mention
anyway.
it does mention cock.
It's
So that's kinda cool.
smut.
Kind of a lot.
It is smut.
And to be honest, I don't know if you meant to stay anonymous, but I have no idea who sent this to us because there was no name, no letter, no nothing inside of it. Just a little
an Amazon
package
Okay.
with no note in it.
Just an Amazon package right
We'll
to
keep
our
it
door.
that way, and they'll know.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
so
they'll know.
if you want to send us things, peep the P.O. box in the descriptions everywhere. On another note, speaking of people sending us things, we have people that are sending us money. Boy, howdy, is that very cool of you guys to do.
Wow,
We're going to
that's
play the game. Going to play the game name or bad name.
Bad or less bad.
Over on Patreon, we got Bigfoot's sister bitch fat.
All right, that one that's a winner.
That's a solid one.
There's a
That's
bitch fat in
solid.
these
That's at
woods.
least a
Bigfoot's sister bitch fat.
I'm a big proponent of names that are just random words with no
Just
real reason that are
Stuff
also
thrown
offensive.
together.
All right, that one was solid. I like that. That best one
Yeah,
we've had in a
absolutely.
while.
I don't think anything, unfortunately, will ever top fucking big jug of hot cheese.
Big jug of hot cheese is pretty
I think
good.
what
Yeah,
makes that one funnier is it's not big jug of hot cheese. It's just big jug hot cheese.
Big
Yeah.
jug hot cheese.
Big jug hot cheese.
Or he's right here, our boy Bernard Fingal.
Bernard Fingal.
Bingle.
But we have
no.
over on the website, diluty.com, we got
Dodie.
Yiva. Yiva?
Oh well, it's bad.
That one's okay. That
Sorry.
one's- yeah.
Your
Um,
name
That's just a
sucks.
name.
And then we have General Silly Walks.
Okay.
I don't know if that's supposed to mean like just general silly walks.
No.
Like you're supposed to
is
say,
it-
like, I just take general.
No, they're in the
Isn't that a
army.
Monty
silly word.
Python
Yeah.
reference?
I don't. I have only seen that movie once, and it was in like high school. So
Well,
I
The
don't-
Ministry of
there's-
Silly Walks is a thing. I don't know.
Right,
Is there
yeah.
a general Silly Walks in the Ministry of Silly Walks?
if there is, it's
lost
General
on
Silly
It's
us.
this
Walk
person.
from here.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's who I would assume.
General
Um,
Silly Walks.
Really, that's all I really got. for
Congratulations
housekeeping.
on one of the worst financial decisions you'll ever make.
You'll never recover.
Yeah.
You'll never financially recover from this.
I do want to give a quick update on like today's topic and everything as well, because like today, that concludes housekeeping over.
Okay.
Yeah. So today we're we're doing kind of a fun one. It's a little bit more laid back. We're doing a bit of a couple Reddit mysteries because people seem to enjoy us just finding weird shit on Reddit. And
No, we got
other
some
places
we got
from the
some in the
internet.
works for next week.
Next
so
week
we're
is-
doing a little
Working towards it.
easy. Doing a little easier.
next week is going to be
subject.
very cool. I hope
Oh, you
all-
probably realized that Jason's not here. He's dead.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's we
For, like,
we
the fifth
liquidated that asset of Diluti.
He'll
The
be
amount of money
alive
we
again
made
next week, and then he'll die again at some point. I'm sure.
it all depends on how much money's in the Patreon account.
Yeah.
Is if we can
Start a
fund-
Save Jason fund, resurrect
Yeah.
Jason fund.
It's
Honestly,
like a GoFundMe, but go.
we didn't get
Save
much
me.
for selling him.
Yeah.
No, you got store credit.
I did. I took the store credit instead of the cash. So,
But
well,
yeah, just keep your eyes open for next week. Very excited for next week. It's going to be a doozy. So make sure if you're a $10 patron, I would recommend doing what you can to get in here.
definitely
I
don't
do
want to miss
believe
next
we
week.
are recording Wednesday though, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we need to
Are
let
we?
our socials person.
Yes, I'm pretty sure we're
know
recording
that.
Wednesday. So if you're listening to
Okay.
this, you got 2 days to figure your shit out.
Really, like a day and a half.
Yeah, so figure that out.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of
it
time.
might change back. We'll see. We'll fucking see. I don't
Yeah.
know. We can always
We're
message
making
him.
an announcement about a thing that may or may not happen.
Yeah, so but just be on the lookout for
Show
next
up
week's
Tuesday
episode.
and Wednesday just to be safe.
Even if no one's in here, just kind of hang out anyway. You'll never know.
Yeah, if you're in the Discord, we'll tag you and call you, names and stuff. And
Yeah, it'll be super fun.
Slurs.
Slurs, yeah. Yeah, so we're covering some Reddit stories today. I'm very excited about them. I don't know about you guys, but I discovered mine quite a while ago, and I dig it. It's pretty weird and creepy-ish kind of, and I'm excited. So
Oh, that's neat.
thank you. Thank you for that. Do you guys want me to go first?
Yeah,
Do you,
sure.
Okay.
We should
Yeah.
have probably established that, but that's all right.
Oh, spontaneity is Diluti's bread
Also,
and butter.
it's storming like a mother trucker outside, so if I just disappear, well,
yeah, we had that
I
this
may or may not be
morning.
back.
I really hope that's air conditioning because that black drape behind you is moving a little bit.
No, that's the serial killer that hangs out in my bushes.
Oh, bet. Okay.
Yeah,
just
he's
double
waiting.
checking.
He's just waiting for me to let my guard down.
Yeah,
but he
which you
hadn't
can't
gotten
when
me
you're on
yet.
camera. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, don't worry. I'll let you know if he comes up behind you. And the best part is we're on a bit of a delay, so
Mhm.
he'll
So
beat me
I'll
to
already
you.
be dead by the time you say that. But I
Will, look
appreciate
out.
the effort.
Yeah, I'll start us off here. So what I'm talking about today is we're getting a little nautical.
Oh
A little
no!
nautical, and we're getting into cryptid territory a smidge
Ooh,
as well.
I have been
Um,
missing our cryptid corner. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think now that we kind of took it, a step back from it, got a little bit of a rejuvenation for it. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll pencil some of that in sometime in the future.
Yeah,
Who's to
maybe
say?
that'll just be normal
Just-
episodes.
Yeah, who's to say?
Or be on the lookout for our 6-parter on Bigfoot and bitch fat.
bitch fat. Yeah.
And Bigfoot
Um,
sister bitch fat.
So we all know about the bloop. Yeah,
We
we
did
know
have
about
we
the-
talked about it.
Like the noise
Okay.
in the ocean.
exactly. TLDR back in like the 90s, the NOAA heard this like super high pitched like noise that they could not explain what it was coming from, but they were under the impression that it was from a living being, judging by
Like a whale.
the distance of the distance of the of the distance of the sound from the microphone machinery that they're using. They also were able to kind of theorize that whatever made this sound is fucking huge, gigantic. So a little bit of a mystery. We talked about it in a real early video or episode with the singer from Dead Awake. So I believe he was on that one. But go check that guy out. And yeah, so TLDR, it turns out that bloop more than likely was just some faulty equipment, or it was also theorized that it was glacial ice kind of scraping against the bottom of the ocean. Those are the main theories. On 4chan, we had, and the 4chan post is gone. You can find it on Reddit. Someone uploaded it to Reddit. That's why this is technically a Reddit story for me. But on 4chan, someone posted on there about the bloop, and they're like, isn't that crazy? Some random guy, and this was on May 25th of 2020. Random anon posts, and everyone's like, oh, the bloop, that must have been just like a malfunction. And he's like, oh, nah, that's the black carpet. And he's like, it's a bit of an urban legend amongst deep sea divers like me. And everyone's just like,
in the Discord was literally talking about this like today or yesterday.
damn it, who's spying on me?
Jay surprise. Yeah, did
Damn you! You
Like,
spoiled it! Well, no one check out the Discord until this episode comes out.
Which channel? I need to go read this.
But anyway, so the poster basically goes on to say that he doesn't remember all of the details from all of the stories at the moment, but he is going to talk to his buddy to get us some details on a whole bunch of stories that other divers have of this black carpet thing. Essentially, what he does remember is that it is some sort of colony organism like a giant moving coral. It's a giant black carpet of macrobiotic cells that crawls over the ocean floor, sifting through nutrients with millions of tiny feelers. Nobody has ever gotten a good estimate of the size other than it's big, and apparently makes a noise similar to this bloop. One guy apparently saw it swimming / riding the currents as well, so it does more than just crawl on the ocean floor. And everyone in that 4chan post was basically just like, this sounds like a giant fucking jellyfish. That's terrifying. And he's like, yep, pretty much.
It's like mushrooms, how they make like a network of interconnected shit underneath the soil, except this is on top of the water.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure which is worse.
I would say, at least if it's underground, you can't see it wiggling
That makes
around.
it worse.
I don't know, man. I hate the water as is. So like,
Yeah. Yeah, water is scarier, but the fact that the mushrooms are concealed makes it scarier.
I'll eat a fucking mushroom though.
Ooh, I love me a mushroom.
I'll punch a mushroom right in its face.
So then the guy goes on. He's like, all right, let me see if I can find some stories about this, the black carpet. And I can tell you guys all about him. So he leaves for a little bit and he comes back and he's like, all right, talk to my buddy. I got a couple stories about this thing. And he goes on to mention that it's a story that his buddy heard from some Finnish guy with a very strong accent.
Then it's not real.
Yeah, he does say, and I'll give him the credit. He's like, take a bunch of this with a grain of salt because a lot of these are just a bunch of he said, she said. Finland ain't real. It's all made up.
Agreed.
But he basically, before he even mentions this, he mentions how some of the claims that he's heard is he heard a retired sea diver talk about how he's claimed to see it basically take an entire decomposing sperm whale and consume it and like pull it down into the depths. And that I did not like. I did not like the mental image.
This is worse than mushrooms.
Yeah, I did not like the mental image of something grabbing a whale and sucking it down into the depths. No, thank you. So anyway, Finnish man, strong accent. He said he was doing a deep dive repair of some cables underwater. He assumed that they were fiber optic, but it doesn't really matter too much. He initially thought he was in the wrong spot because he couldn't find the cables anywhere. He starts searching and eventually finds one end, but just one. It's sheared clean through. He gets his dive buddy to stay with that end while he goes and looks for the other end. He's swimming in a straight line in the direction of the line. In his estimation, he swam about half a mile before he found the other end of the line. He stressed that the entire half-mile section of this line was completely gone. It was a very big deal because everyone thought it was the Russians, but this guy was sure that it was the carpet thing that did it because he apparently heard that bloop noise that everyone thinks is the bloop and not, this giant thing, cluster of thing in the ocean. The next story that he gets from us is that I heard it from my buddy, heard it from a guy, who heard it from another guy, so take this with a very heavy grain of salt. But he said that the guy was doing this deep diving in a location. He didn't want to give specifics about it, but just stated that it was a very, very deep part of the ocean. He starts hearing this like odd noise that people associate with the bloop or now the carpet. The way that it was described was this ultra low pitch, sort of like a creepy, distorted whale song. As he gets closer, he hears the almost static crackling noise as well. The way he described it, it was like a million prawns getting cracked open at once. If that makes that kind of sound, it kind of, I don't like that because that
Like
the
bone
shell.
snapping?
Yeah, like the shell of a crab or something. He mentions that as he got close to the bottom, the noise kept getting louder and louder. And it was at the point that he was thinking that he was hearing some sort of like sonar from a submarine. That's how intense it was getting for him. When he gets to the bottom, he shines a light around, trying to find whatever he's looking for. And what he was finding was that the seafloor had literally come to life and just started crawling right past him. Apparently, this is one of the better descriptions of this thing, that it's just this giant thing that sits on the seafloor and just kind of crawls away. Apparently, the guy swam back up to the surface to get more equipment to try to get samples or record this thing. It took him a couple hours to get back to the position, and when he got back down there, the thing was just gone completely. So, pretty creepy so far, right?
Oh, I'm so spooked.
I know, right? It's pretty creepy.
So spooked.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's another one here. I don't think I remember reading this one. Let me see. So we got another one here. This one is like more of like a story, I believe. Apparently this one is like the urban legend that's been around like the diving community. This is like the main one.
I feel like these people probably just like saw the trash island that's floating out in the Pacific.
They might have, but there is. I did just see an article where there is another like a colony of like these microorganisms that are the size of the country of Greece, and it's just roaming around in the ocean somewhere. It's just a bunch of like like little
amoebas.
yeah, basically just like attached to each other, just drifting around. So very well just could be that. But anyway, so.
The ocean's gross.
I fucking hate the ocean.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Anyway, so this one takes place in a submarine. So the submarine is doing some patrolling for like Chinese or Russian or North Korean submarines. The guy's like, the story is kind of inconsistent. The enemy's submarine changes every time I hear this story, so it's meh. But he says that for whatever reason,
governments with human rights violations.
Exactly, one of those commies. So he says for whatever reason, they're not using active sonar because they want to avoid detection. They're just floating, quote unquote, a couple hundred meters off of the sea floor. They're just sitting there, chilling and listening with their sensors, trying to detect enemy submarines when they start hearing the bloop noise. Their sensors can't make anything of it, and it's getting louder and louder at a more alarming rate. It starts out as something only the sensors can hear, but after a while, the crew inside the sub can start to hear it themselves. The captain thinks that the only explanation is that there's some like new sonar jamming technology or something that's fucking with them. And then Anand goes on to say, this is the part of the story that stays the most consistent. Probably because it's the most memorable. So the sonar operator shouts out, new sonar contact. And then the captain says, what's our depth? Or I'm sorry, the crew mate says, what's our depth? The captain replies, 500 meters. The sonar operator replies, but sir, the sonar says that the seafloor is 10 meters below us. The captain says that's nonsense, and he walks over to the sonar station and he checks the readings, then walks over to the helmsman and checks the depth. Checks nautical charts for where they are, and somehow, apparently, the ocean has gotten about 200 meters more shallow. So, the captain then orders another ping from the sonar to try to...
shallow.
Oh, yeah, it gets better. It gets better. So the captain then orders another ping for the sonar to try to locate the source of the noise. The sonar operator speaks up again. He says, sir, the ocean is getting deeper again. Captain asks him to repeat himself. He says, the ocean floor is once again at expected depth, sir. The captain takes a look for himself, and sure enough, there is no longer them being 10 meters above the ocean floor. There's also a very, very large dot on the screen behind the submarine. Captain asks what the large contact is. Sonar operator says it's an equipment malfunction. The captain then pings again, just out of curiosity, and the equipment malfunction that they stated it being has maintained its shape and is continuing to move away from the submarine. Apparently, it's taking the strange noise with it. So apparently the carpet is that fucking huge where
That's what she said.
it basically
Doesn't match the drapes.
it basically takes up like a 200-meter depth is what I'm understanding from this.
That's a deep
This
carpet.
bitch is big. This is a big carpet. This ain't your Persian carpet. You know what I mean?
I
This thing's
I
huge.
don't know what you mean.
This ain't a throw carpet, my boy. So
Is it Berber?
it might be.
Shag.
Fucking Berber carpet.
It's a bit of shag. It's a shag carpet. Anyway, so people keep going on in
Shag
this.
carpet.
I'm gonna fuck this carpet. People keep going on about this thing, and someone says it sounds kind of similar to a jellyfish, which is an actual colony. And is an actual colony of microorganisms. He said this sounds like it could possibly be related to the Portuguese man o' war, which, if you haven't seen what those things look like, it's fucking terrifying. It's like a fucking 6-foot jellyfish.
She'll kill you.
A man of war. You assuming it's gender?
Man or war? Who knows? But that I crossed the line at jellyfish getting that fucking big. That's terrifying. If the jellyfish get that big, what the fuck else is that big out there that we don't see? I don't know. Maybe the black
jelly
carpet.
people.
Let's send Ocean Gate to go investigate.
They're doing it again.
They already are.
I know.
Yeah.
I saw that.
So anyway,
Fuck
so
it,
people
I'll
are
do
like,
it
is this?
again.
So people are like, so people.
I'll do
So people, I'll do it again. So people are like, so this must be like a giant jellyfish then, right? And the guy's like, well, the way I've heard it described, it shares more similarities with a starfish or sea anemone than a jellyfish. He said that he talked with a marine biologist guy who said he'd seen it, that it had some interesting, he's seen it and had some interesting thoughts on it as well. He said some things here that I don't fully understand. So we're going to go through this together. His idea is that it's some sort of holdover / descendant from the very first invertebrate forms of life on Earth. He did a whole long talk about how coral is one of the oldest forms of life on the planet. And the reason why the ocean...
Coral!
And the reason why the ocean is the only place teeming with large invertebrate creatures is because that's where all life first started. In his mind, jellyfish and all our sea invertebrates probably evolved from this thing rather than vice versa. This giant carpet or whatever would have been one of those very first life forms to ever exist on Earth, technically making them our ancient ancestors. And this is the bit that I don't really understand. So someone goes on to say, hey, this is the closest thing I could find to what they're describing. And they found footage. It's an image, and it says, recent ROV expeditions have uncovered new footage of an array of bizarre siphonophores. And it kind of just looks like a feathered, like a blue feather duster is lying on the ocean floor.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, yeah, that's actually, that looks like what I picture in my brain when I think of the black carpet. And I don't see that, but I guess this is our best description. Again, it just looks like a feather duster. It's siphonophores, siphonophores. I don't know what that is, but that's pretty much it. That's our black carpet. This thing is apparently also referenced in other crypto books as well. There's a crypto book that someone found on their shelf from the 80s, and it references something called the hide, which apparently is this like flat fish thing with eyes along the rim that is the size of a large cow. And people are like, oh, this might be that, just a bigger version of it. Who the fuck knows? But that's black carpet. What do you think? Big old underwater,
Big old carpy
thing.
boy.
I think when we
boy.
do find this thing, I want a DeFrank True Facts video. About
True facts about the black carpet.
Black carpet.
Oh,
it's really big.
boy. It's a carpet.
I would love that. It's bound to happen eventually. He just did one on exploding plants, so here we are. But the ocean already freaks me out. And I think what freaks me out even more is the thought of things that big. Like they say this thing is 1,000 feet long. That I can't imagine something
How
that
do-
fucking big.
This is my whole thing with like these like oversized like cryptid types. How the fuck they hiding so good?
Well,
I
this
mean, the
one,
water's a
ocean's
lot of
huge.
water. There's
Yeah.
a lot of there's like
1,000
lot of unexplored
feet
water.
in the ocean is really not that much. I mean, like that's
that's
the
like
size of like a decent sized ship. So
right.
well, and keep in mind as well, like this thing apparently just rumbles around on the ocean floor. We don't go to the ocean floor that often.
As we shouldn't.
Yeah, as we should stay the fuck away. But
There's no need to go down there. We're not building civilizations down there.
There's a couple other.
We've seen BioShock.
I'm playing that right now. There's a couple other stories on here of this thing like grabbing people with these like tentacle things that like come off of it, and like it zaps them like what a jellyfish does. That's why everyone equated it to the jellyfish. But like apparently some of these tendrils are like 20 feet long.
Maybe this is how we got stories of the Kraken and
It's
shit.
yeah, maybe yeah, because it's talking about a guy was just like floating on the water and like he was just like he was like snorkeling and he sees like this tendril thing come up and he's like, what the fuck is that? And he looks up at his buddy and it like grabs him and he just "Ugh!" and then just passes out. Yeah, and his buddy's just like, what the fuck?
Man got tased while swimming.
Mm-hmm. So this thing's fucking creepy. I just don't like big things in the water. I don't like the water at all. Stay far away from the water. Everyone listening, stay away from the water. Get away from the beach. There's sharks in there. They're gonna eat your face off.
There's literally no reason for us to be in the water.
I laid
Don't
awake
go.
last week for a really long time, just like thinking about being on a ship. And I've been on a ship before, but then I thought about it some more and I was like, why'd I do that? That was a terrible idea.
I can't even fathom like wanting to go on a cruise ship.
That's Lori's like, oh, I wouldn't mind going on a cruise again. I'm like, you'll have to kill me and drag my corpse onto that ship in order for me to be on that thing. I am never getting on a cruise ship.
You know how
Ever
many
since
people
fucking-
fall off of cruise ships?
Not only that,
I don't know.
but
Yeah,
But
people do fall. They get drunk and then they like hang off the balcony in
Yep.
their room and then fall off.
not only that,
You-
but ever since I heard about fucking Poopgate or whatever that one ship was,
Poopgate.
there's a Carnival cruise line that broke down in
Oh,
like
yeah, and it-
2012.
oh,
It had to
and-
like stay offshore and they like ran out of room for everybody's shit, right?
Mhm.
I-
And there's
yeah.
just shit just like pooling up in like the hallways, and they had like baggies of their poop hanging out their door, and yeah, no, no, thank you.
Nope.
shit, fucking paradise over there.
Shit paradise. Well, that's the black carpet. I highly suggest looking more into it because it's super fun. And I want to bring a cryptid into the mix because we haven't done that in a while. Who's
That's-
next?
Who is next?
I can go next, I suppose.
Okay.
Okay.
So
okay.
I've actually been wanting to talk about this one for a while, but I didn't. I guess these episodes are like the best to do this with. But
Did you find it on Reddit?
no,
Okay.
4chan.
Okay.
So Reddit
fine.
adjacent. But yeah, so this is I don't know. You guys have probably maybe heard this, but it's just what I would call Ori Chef. I don't know, Orie Chef. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about this one. But essentially, it's your classic 4chan X forum post that basically led
Which
to
is paranormal, right?
I
think
can't
X is
remember.
paranormal.
Yeah, I think you might be right, but it's weird because this isn't really what I would call a paranormal thing. Anyways, this post leads to a weird account on Facebook to a person that was named Ori Chef. So basically, OP stated that they were reading an article somewhere on Facebook, and they noticed this person was commenting on the post, just saying really outlandishly weird shit, which I guess isn't really like super uncommon for Facebook, but it like piqued their interest. So they said one of the comments was like, "I want to be cremated before my husband," and basically was going on and on about like just random shit, like just saying weird things. It was really broken English, by the way. It was like a mixture between English and what I assume is what I'm not actually familiar with what the language in the Philippines is, but whatever that is.
Sort of Spanish.
Why would it be Spanish?
I don't know.
I don't even know how to move past that. Okay,
Portuguese? I
so
don't know.
no, it's not even
No.
South America, bro.
The Philippines is in Asia, bro.
Oh, they're speaking.
Oh my fucking god! I should have just looked up what fucking the language is, but it's Tagalog. I forgot. I knew that. I couldn't think of it. Anyways,
know where
goddamn.
shit is.
Oh my
Jesus Christ.
God.
I guess keep that in. I don't know.
I don't know where
Um,
shit is on a map.
You should know where the fucking Philippines is at least. Like what?
Why is that one at least?
I don't know.
People say that about like Mexico and Canada. Why do you mean at least? For
I
the
don't know.
Philippines?
I'm not sure what I was thinking. Anyways, so this poster was just being weird on a fucking on another post.
We just made fun of Mike, but the third sentence in the Wikipedia article for languages of the Philippines is a number of Spanish influenced Creole varieties.
Yes.
our one Filipino listener is just like, no, he's right.
Yeah, no, you got it.
Hell yeah, brother! I did that on purpose. I know my
The official
shit,
languages
see?
are Filipino and English.
Oh, English, you say?
Oh, anyways, all right. So that's why the broken. Okay, anyways, let's move past this. So yeah, really, basically, just somebody with some broken ass English being fucking weird on another person's post, and this made OP a little curious. They were like, "Huh, maybe I should like just click on this person and see like who the fuck this person is." So that's exactly what they do. They go to their profile and they realize that something is fucking off. They notice that every single friend of this person is just a clone of the same account. So what I want you to do, if you haven't, is I want you to go to Facebook. It's going to take you 5 seconds, and I want you to type in Ori Chef. That's ORIE Chef. And when you do this, if you
Like,
search
Google
this in Facebook, there are so many fucking accounts that pop up named Ori Chef. And I'm talking hundreds, maybe
have, like, the
even
same picture,
thousands
too.
of accounts with the same. There's like these two, like 3 to 4 images that they use, right? It's fucking wild. So things have changed since this first started. Which I believe this like happened in 2018 was when it started to garner a lot of like interest online. But basically when it started, the original account, which at this point I'm not sure which one is the original when I was like looking for it, but basically everything you'll see on these accounts are like weird just videos of, I don't know, like animal gore and
Ew.
like there'll be pictures of like her and her family, but like there'll be really weird pictures. Like she'll edit them in a certain way that makes
Distorted?
them, yeah, they'll be distorted. And like, there was like one of them was like a loading bar that said like dead on it. And like, just like weird stuff like that. Like there was really no rhyme or reason to what they're like, all the accounts were posting. There's no rhyme or reason to what they were posting. And they were all friends with each other. And basically, every account would have like a handful of other people who were friends with them that would like comment on them like nothing was wrong. So
like
that was
bots.
really bizarre. What's up?
Sounds like bots.
It
think this
kind
is
of
real.
seems that way,
The
but
internet's not real.
yeah, it's
We've
really not.
established this already.
And like each of these accounts had like a weird bio that said something different, and like they all were
Pussy
they were all slightly different.
in bio.
Yeah.
Do you know that Spanish was the official language of the Philippines for 3 centuries until
I don't know.
1863?
You know, sometimes we accidentally fail upwards, you know?
Did you know they also invented the Tootsie Roll?
It's weird how that works out. I'm happy this turned out.
I was
for me.
gonna
You
leave
all.
it. I was gonna leave it in when we thought Mike was the idiot, but now I think I'm just gonna edit it out. Save me and Doug the
Yeah.
embarrassment.
Yeah. So yeah, let's anyways, moving on. So yeah, a lot of these profiles had really weird shit going on in them. Like I said, you'd find like this animal gore, and like there's actually like a few that were like alluding to her like killing her children and just all this weird cryptic stuff that made no sense at all, like at all. So the original poster of the 4chan post actually messaged them, like what I assume is the original account or whatever, and basically talked to them, and they were like, yo, like what is going on here? Like, why do you have so many accounts? And all they said was Facebook games. So they claimed that they were making all these accounts just purely for Facebook games.
Facebook
And
game those weren't around that much in 2018, I don't think.
that yeah, I mean, clearly it's not a great answer, right? So her posts are not great either. Like I said, lots of like normal stuff sandwiched between not normal stuff, which is just looking back at some of the posts that people were finding like back in the day, it's really like uneasy. And it's weird to think that 2018 was 6 years ago. Like now that I'm thinking about it in my head, but like, you know, shit was much different 6 years ago. But either way, some weirder posts that we found were so this one post actually like started getting a lot of attention from the internet. She said something along the lines of, hey, I want to talk about someone named Daphne. My father was friends with her, and this is what I remember about her from when I was 8 years old. And she says that her dad went to her house and she wanted to have surgery to look like much prettier. And he said that that wasn't going to help. And then when he came back, she said that he said that she was dead and that she killed herself. And now she's haunting my dreams. And it was really stupid. Like I had to like basically reword what she said because it was not readable essentially. But if you look at some of her other posts, the story that she said is mostly bullshit. Like you have to assume she would repost a bunch of like creepypastas, but she would essentially make them to seem like they were her stories or they were about her. And
stealing the thunder.
yeah, I don't know. It's just really weird. Some of the imagery you see too is really just really weird. And yeah, she was just kind of, I think whoever this person was, I think they just kind of started taking this like all of a sudden like garnered fame, and they were just like kind of rolling with it because they ended up going and being featured on Dross, which was a YouTuber who I'm not super familiar with, but then Nexpo did a video on it too. And check that out. It's pretty good. And to be honest, I don't know what the fuck any of this shit means. I don't know what's going on here, and there's really no rhyme or reason to it. There's no like factual, like this is what it was, this is who it is. It's just fucking weird. And still to this day, Facebook just has a billion different versions of Ori Chef on there, and it's really just bizarre to me.
Where does the chef portion come into play?
No idea. No idea. I have no
Not
idea.
cooking anything?
Maybe she cooked someone alive. I'm not sure.
Oh.
It's just really bizarre though. I thought it was weird. I thought it was just a neat little like stupid little rabbit hole that you can go into if you really felt like it. You can go and click on every 1,000 Ori chefs.
Does every page have its own individual like photos and shit in it?
I mean, if you click into a lot of them, yeah, there's like random posts, but like who knows, like who the fuck knows who's who though? You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're all in like the tag along. It seems like, well, some are English, but it like every, I don't know. You just click
log, not tag along.
Oh well, I'm thinking of those peanut butter cookies.
Yeah.
Tag a log. My bad. But yeah, no, every fucking profile isn't like fully fleshed out, but a lot of them do have random shit. But I also think that because of the original, like, you know, people finding that there was just like hundreds of them, I guarantee like half of these are like people that just like made their own, you know? So I don't really know. I thought it was weird. The pictures are weird. One of the pictures is like really similar to Jeff the Killer. But it's a picture that she uses a lot in her actual shit. But yeah, it's just a bizarre little thing. And this one's her with lettuce on her head. Look at that.
Look at that.
That's
Lettuce
nice.
head.
Yeah, so yeah, you can literally
Don't call
scroll
me a lettuce
forever.
head.
Like there's just so many.
There's just so much stuff.
It's stupid and I hate it.
Well,
Now with
Wow.
to the
Okay.
weather.
Yeah. So my thing is not a Reddit mystery. But it is something I found on Reddit.
Oh,
It's a weird website from the early 2000s, which I think we've established by now is like my favorite brand of weird internet shit. So this website is 8march2003.com. And it's not there anymore, but you can find it on the Wayback Machine. And be careful if you do look at it on the Wayback Machine, because at some point in like the 2010s, it became a Japanese porn site. And that is very much archived by the Wayback Machine. So if you want that, you can go look at that too. But the original version...
I need to know what date so I don't go to it.
Yeah.
I want to avoid that date specifically.
Anything after 2005, I believe, is Japanese porn. So do with that what you will. So this website is like a really old school website, and it's just a black background with some red text on top of it. Ooh. And it says, "Global public announcement. On this date, an astounding discovery will be revealed to the world. On March 8th, 2003, something extraordinary will be posted on this site. Something that will shock you. Something that could have global implications. Something that will make you want to rethink your future. My story."
I was only 10.
Yeah.
I was 10 years old, and I'm going to rethink everything.
This was going on, and your feeble little mind couldn't even comprehend it.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to summarize the middle portion of this because there's a very long write-up of what happens to this individual on this website. But it starts off with, "My story. Due to reasons you will come to understand as you read on, I cannot reveal my identity at this time. Some months ago, while trekking through a mountain range on an amateur photo shoot during my holidays, my attention was taken by a glint of light under a shrub. I discovered it was the sun's reflection off of a piece of broken glass, and there's a picture included of this piece of broken glass. By the curved polished surface on one side, I thought it might have just been from some type of magnifying glass. I rummaged around under the shrub, wondering if someone had dropped their binoculars, but instead, to my surprise, I found a badly damaged camera lens. I looked at the piece of glass in my hand. It was from a fragment from a shattered lens. Beyond the shrub was a rocky terrain that led off of a sheer cliff. I spotted some other parts of the lens scattered about the area. Then I found the main body of the camera. It was an Olympus OM40 SLR, which was in production during the early 80s. The entire camera was smashed and covered in a silvery soot-like powder, as if it had been thrown onto a fire. Yet, on closer inspection, there was some oxidization on parts of the exposed metal casing. It had obviously been there for quite some time. And then there's a picture of the camera itself, and then a picture of the back of the camera. My first thought was that someone must have dropped the camera from the top of the cliff, causing it to shatter on the rocks below, and that there must have been a raging fire through the valley at some stage. Taking a closer look at my surroundings, there were no signs of recent fires. Had someone tried to destroy the camera by burning it? When I sniffed the soot, it had a pungent, explosive-like smell to it. I turned it over and wiped the film cartridge display window. The hair on the back of my neck stood on end. There was still film in the camera. And so the rest of this kind of details this person taking the film from the camera and taking it back to their dark room to develop it. And they develop it, but then they don't tell you what's actually on it. And they explain that they decide to start trying to Google to find more information about the things that they see in the photos that are in this film. And basically what they say is that as soon as they start doing that, like government operatives or something start tapping their phone and like showing up at their house and stalking them and stuff. And so
because they took the photos?
No, because they were Googling information about what they saw on the photos. And so they decide that they're going to release the information that they find and the photos themselves on 8th of March 2003, which is what this entire website is about. The first page of this ends with, "I only use computers at internet cafes. I do not remain in one city, state, or country for any length of time. I must keep on the move. I must not allow them to stop me or trace my whereabouts. I have set the date for the release in the future to allow time to build publicity. With the world's full attention, these secret agencies or privately run factions cannot deny or lie to the public about what I will reveal. I know that there are some of you who will judge this in some sort of some sort of fantastic publicity stunt, but remember, things are not always as they seem. Make no hasty assessment about this event until you see the images and the photos. Reserve your judgment. Until then, when all will be revealed, then you can decide what is or isn't."
This can be a dick butt.
Maybe.
Is that what's going to happen?
So there are several updates that are made to this website throughout the coming months. and we get some more photos of the camera, and then on January 19th and December 8th, there's a couple posts that basically are just more explanation of how this person's on the run from the authorities until March 8th of 2003 itself, when they post the long-awaited update. And I closed the tab that had it in it.
No,
but basically,
suspense.
basically they post a bunch of these photos, and they start off the post with, "You've waited 5 months, you've discussed, you've speculated. There were times when I thought this day would never come. Some of you have doubted my story. Thank you to all who supported me with positive and encouraging emails. My story continues." And so there's a couple of photos, and there's photos that are like taken out of the side of a airplane. And the descriptions are, "The photo above is from a heat-damaged film of the burnt camera I found while hiking through a mountain range last year. The images are badly distorted. This photo was clearly taken from the cockpit of a small plane. In the distance, you can see pylons towering high above a forest floor in the valley between the mountains. The next shot shows some kind of gigantic ship sitting inside a steel cradle on a man-made plateau between two mountains. Why the hell has a secret faction built a super ship on a man-made plateau in a mountain range high above the sea level?" And this goes on for pages and pages and pages about how apparently some sort of secret faction in the jungle is building a new Noah's Ark to basically survive the coming flood. And I don't know if they ever really detail why they came to that assumption. Other than it's a big ship and they just decided that that must be what it's for. There is more information about the faction, I guess. And this person makes a couple more posts. They're mostly laced with crazy shit like, what could cause this? A meteor strike, a pole shift, an earth crust displacement, the earth tilting on its axis, an alien invasion, a massive solar flare, the near passing of another celestial body such as Planet X. And that just goes on for a while. And then eventually, in like 2005, the website just goes offline.
Oh, cool.
So
I don't remember
back
any floods needing a happening.
So you can go back and read all these schizophrenic posts. But at some point, this person does post a disclaimer and say that they've gotten lots of contact from people who are super concerned about this, and they're just like, "Yeah, I made this up. I 100% made this up just to like get attention." And there is absolutely no reason behind any of this. But this is it's very long and very detailed, and it's basically like one of the early 2000s original creepypastas that isn't really talked about anymore, I guess. I don't know if it's creepypasta. It's just like schizophrenic ramblings, but the admittedly fake schizophrenic ramblings. I don't know. It's just a fun little thing. There is an archive of emails that this person received. Some of them are like, "Oh, good job. Way to post something weird on the internet." And some of them are like, "I was so fucking worried. Why did you do this? Why would you do this to me?"
This is why. This is exactly why I did this.
Yeah. But there's no mystery here.
Boo.
But I did find another thing that I'll go over just like real quick in 2 minutes because it's super simple, because this one is definitely real. And this one is called cutoffmyfeet.com. And this is another one that you have to find on the Wayback Machine, and it's from like the same era, around 2002 to 2003. And it's a post on a website from someone named Paul Morgan. And Paul Morgan just makes this website, and the whole front page is basically, "Hey, you pay me money and I will live stream myself building a guillotine and chopping my feet off. And if you pay me money, you can watch me do that." And the reason behind this is apparently this guy was semi-paralyzed in a boating accident, so that like below the knees, his legs don't work. But they won't give him any prosthetics or anything to actually be able to use his legs, because they say that he doesn't need any further surgery. Like, it's not an active risk to his health, but he really wants prosthetics so that he can run again. And so he's like, "I'm just going to cut them off, and then they'll have to give me prosthetics."
That's how that works.
Yeah. And so like his whole fucking plan is just like, "I'm going to sell a bunch of tickets to this live stream, and people are going to pay me a bunch of money, and then I won't have any legs, and they'll have to give me prosthetics, and I can use the money from the live stream to pay for them. But I guess like thousands and thousands and thousands of people came to the website, but he only sold like 20 tickets to the live stream. So he made one update to the site that explained that he had like found a camera crew and everything to help him with it, and he actually posted a picture of him working on the guillotine he was going to use. And then there were no updates after that, and the website eventually went offline in like 2004. And so we don't know what happened to this guy's legs.
It's like the most
have no
classic like 2000s website ever, with just like clip art of a guy chopping his feet off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
there's like a logo at the top that's like an amputated foot.
Frex. Welcome.
I love it. I love that classic, like, internet look.
Adult
doesn't get better
lifelike
than
love
that.
dolls. He's got naughtytoys.com sponsoring him. That's nice.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. At some point, you could send donations to Frex Promotions at P.O. Box 260, Lumberton, Mississippi. But
I wonder if that's still active.
For
yeah, I don't know.
$20,
Just
you
send
can
a
watch
letter,
this
see what
man.
happens.
Yeah. Can we
I'll-
send him something as Diluti? Can we send him like $20 and be like, "This is for your guillotine"? That's weird and interesting. How did you come across this now again?
I found both these things in the same Reddit thread.
Fantastic.
I just Googled like internet mysteries Reddit something and went through a few pages until I found.
You know what's
Reddit
funny?
thread.
I think I fucking looked at the same one when I was looking
Hell
up
yeah.
stuff.
It was mostly
Um,
just a thread of people that were like, I remember this weird thing from the early 2000s, but I can't find it anymore. And then other people being like, I found it.
Here you go. It's right here.
I love that. I
Well,
love
that's
that for
fucking
them.
weird. I feel like I came ill prepared. You guys had some real weird shit. I just had a jellyfish.
No,
I don't know if
You
mine
had
was
the
weird. It
black
was just-
carpet.
You have a man.
It was
wanting
just
to
a
chop
no
his
sleep
feet off.
post. Oh, well, yeah, that was weird. That one is more interesting than the no sleep post on a dedicated website.
I was really hoping that March 8th, 2003 would come up. Oh, by the way, is it just what's the domain for that? Like, I'm looking up on the
8march2003.com.
8 March 2003. Okay. I'll stay away from the porn. But I was kind of hoping like it was going to be a long con joke and he would have just posted like a fucking he would have rickrolled people or whatever they're doing in 2003. That would have been wonderful.
Dancing Baby.
Yeah. That would have been wonderful. All this hype up just for Dancing Baby.
Lemon Party.
Yeah, we don't
Oh,
want to go
God.
there. Meat Spin.
Oh,
Remember
yep.
Meat
Meat Spin.
Spin?
Yeah.
I found
Oh, yeah,
I
there's
found
the
the
Japanese
wrong
porn.
one.
Yeah, well.
At least we're not live streaming it this time.
Yeah, well,
They
We
can't
don't
do
talk
anything
about
about it now.
that's lost to the archives.
They didn't
Um,
save it when that one random titty came up.
Yeah, well, that's what you get for going to laughinghorseorifices.com. One random titty.
A lot of work for
Shit.
one titty.
I want to bring up one more because you didn't bring it up, Doug, and we have a couple minutes, and I just want to kind of sploosh it on in because we're never gonna cover it. The fucking Codex.
Oh yeah, go
Codex
ahead.
Gigas. So I didn't look too much into it, but there's really not that much information on this bad boy anyway. So
All I have to say real quick about 8 March 2003 is that it is now a website for a Wuhan college.
Oh,
So
well, that's good. You can get your education at photography.
maybe.
Huh.
so you're saying COVID is why they were building the ark? I get it. I
oh,
get it.
Shit, it's full
It all
circle.
makes sense now.
So
Oh,
Any
God.
hoodles. So-
All right.
the other thing that I was gonna cover, but I decided to go with the giant jellyfish, is called the Codex Gigas, and it's called the Codex Gigas, or in other terms, the Devil's Bible.
The devil's wiener.
Reason being is that this is the largest medieval manuscript ever found in the world. It is 36 inches at length, and it is it's a thick fucking bitch. It's a thick 3 foot thick book. It's huge. But you'll find everything in here. It's like typical like Romanesque monastic like book productions where you got like the more like papyrusy pages and it's got the rougher like it's what you think of when you think of old book. But This thing was created in the early 13th century in the Benedictine monastery of Podlasiec in Bohemia. I probably butchered that, which is now a modern-day Czech Republic. But what's interesting about this thing is a lot of the pages are basically unreadable from time, sun exposure, oils from human skin, things like that. There's one page, however, when skimming through, it is a page with, it is just, the entire page is dedicated to a full-length image of the devil. And that is why this is called the Devil's Bible, because this page is a very clear image of the Bible. It's a little faded because it's been on display in museums and it's always on that page. So like the lights have been kind of wearing away at the color. But this image of the devil is the most clear image on this book. I believe there's like wording on the page as well, and it's written in blood, from my understanding, if I recall correctly. Now the image of the devil, he's a creepy boy, but it's creepy but goofy at the same time. I don't know how to really describe it. But it's definitely something I wouldn't want to see in the middle of the night. But it looks like it's from a Smiling Friends cartoon. Like straight up, this image of the devil looks like it's from Smiling Friends. That's really all I got on it. It's just a Bible, like straight up. It's a Bible with very beautiful pages. But for some reason, there's this one image of the devil that caught everyone's attention, and it's like one of the most detailed pieces in this book. And it's apparently just a real creepy thing. It leaves you with a real daunting feeling whenever you view this image of the devil, which there he is. Ah!
Look at them.
Do you
boxers.
feel daunted?
I feel uncomfortable.
They didn't even draw his wiener.
Yeah, he has like boxers on, you're right. And it's even like got little hearts on him.
Yeah, I know. His little boxer briefs.
Yeah. But that's it, really. Yeah. That's why like I wanted to bring it up just because it's like a small little thing. I just thought it was kind of cool. Codex Gigas, go look it up if you want. It's a short little thing. But I thought there was more to the jellyfish than that, so I wanted to bring the jellyfish into play.
Man's over here talking about jellyfish and devils.
The fact that the drawing looks kind of goofy reminds me of something else I saw when I was looking stuff up that I decided not to look any further into, so I don't have a lot of information about it. But I found this one story about a guy who was like allegedly used software to build his girlfriend. Like basically,
I fucking read that one too.
Imagine his girlfriend or like develop this image that he has of his soulmate in his head, and then he like posted a picture on the internet and he was like, "This is my soulmate, everybody help me find them." And I was like, this is interesting. And then I clicked on the link to see the picture, and the picture is literally like an 8th grader's doodle. It's like it's just a circle head, like the most stereotypically shaped lips you've ever seen in your entire life, and then just like scribbled on hair and like dark rim glasses. But it like I could doodle this 100%. I could.
Meanwhile,
make this
he's got this like taped to a pillow.
Yeah,
he's got it like propped up on like a broom handle, just like, "Hey, honey, how was work?"
Yeah, this could be any medium length haired girl with dark rim glasses on the planet.
This is any white woman you can come across. Mm-hmm. Wow. Doug, do you have anything else that you want to bring to the table?
Not at all.
Okay. Well, on that note, we're a good hour in, so I'm going to go ahead and just give you the old-fashioned, get your ass over to Diluti.com or DilutiPod.com, where you can become a member and get some bonus content just like you can over at our Patreon, patreon.com/DilutiPod. Go on over there. Get yourself some merch. Get yourself some bonus stuff. Get yourself just a good time where you can hang out with people in our Discord.
Don't offer people a good time on our website.
For a good time, call 630-909-9366. You could go to our linktree.com/DilutiPod has our links to everything on there, all of our socials. We're either DilutiPod or Don't Look Under the Internet, everywhere you want to look. And if you look there, I promise you'll like it. Also, I just want to shout out because like I'm kind of famous now. Like I tweeted at Olin Rogers. Are you familiar?
No.
Matt, are you familiar? Oh, YouTube comedian. He's very funny. I love his work. He made a cartoon series that was on TBS for a bit called Final Space. But anyway, he's doing a ghost hunting show called The Haunt Hounds. And it's very funny. It's very fun.
Oh,
and
I think you had me fucking follow them on YouTube, actually, now that I think about it.
And I tweeted at Haunt Hounds last night, like, I fucking love your show. It's so funny because they let out their new episode. And Olin Rogers retweeted it, and he's like, thanks, dude. So I'm kind of famous now. So that's a thing, and I'm gushing over that.
How does that help us here?
It helps me. It helps my self-confidence because that I needed that.
Why aren't we? Why isn't our tweet Zach Baggins campaign still in full force?
Because Zach Baggins sucks and he doesn't respond back ever.
We got
maybe I can get
one
Olin
like
Rogers.
from Liquid Death.
Yeah,
that was more than we got out of Zach Baggins.
Yeah, Zach Baggins, if you're listening, come on.
Yeah,
come on.
I know you're listening, so come on.
Anyway,
give him the head nod.
We're DelutiPod everywhere. For inquiries, go to delutipod@gmail.com. And then you can leave us a voicemail on our show. I have to say it at least once, otherwise people don't know the fucking number, you clod. So voicemail.
If that one guy can figure it out in the state that he was in, anybody can figure it out.
So we have leave us a voicemail on our phone number. Fucking stop it. Leave us a voicemail on our phone number, or text us. If you leave us a voicemail, we'll play it at the end of the show. Text message, we'll just respond. But at 630-909-9366. One more time, that is 630-909-9366. I'm going to say it one more time. It's 630-909-9366. Rule of threes is back, baby. Oh, you're... Okay. You're too late now. You're too late now. So that's all I got. Doug, what you got?
No, Matt first. Praise
Orthon. I haven't mentioned Orthon in
seriously.
Fortnite.
I was literally just thinking about
My
that.
boy is out there collecting calcium and bones and living in a cave somewhere. He's starving because I haven't mentioned his name. So I want all of you to go to bed tonight. And I want you to rest your arm underneath your pillow like you would put a tooth under your pillow for the tooth fairy. Because he's hungry. He needs a bit more than teeth right now. He's going to take your arm. But look at it this way.
Is that what happened to him after you kicked him out of your house in the video that nobody's ever going to see?
The video that only you and I know about. Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what happened. But he will take your arm, but it's for a good cause, and you are just benefiting everyone and Orthon's people in the long term. So just do that, and it's cool. He'll reward you gratefully in the afterlife. Matt, go for it.
Register to vote and vote. It's important. You're gonna
vote or
hear that a lot.
die.
But
I'm doing my part.
You actually have like only a couple months to do that before the presidential election. And you might think that you're just voting for one crazy old guy and another crazy old guy, and that is true. But there are legitimately a lot of politicians who are going to work very hard to try to take as many of your rights away as they can based on their own belief system. And you should try to keep that from happening.
Oh man, look at this. Fucking Deputy over here. Don't politics under the
I don't care. It's important. You should vote. I think a lot of younger people who listen to us probably aren't registered to vote and weren't planning on voting, and you should do that. Like 140 million people who were eligible to vote in the last election didn't do so. And
vote or die.
Is how the status quo stays in place.
Also, vote.
Be the change you want to see in the world. Mahatma Obama.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what he said. Go do it. Do your civic duty. I'm doing my part. I'm killing bugs.
I ain't doing shit. Fucking, it really does. It takes like all 5 minutes to go and vote. So like,
plus work lets you get like 4 hours off to go do it.
Not
you also don't have to do it like on the day.
Legally.
In most states, it's pretty
every job legally you get at least minimum 2 hours off. I think.
Good.
Yeah, you have to.
That being said, after you vote slap your peens against your beans. Don't write us in.
Write us in.
Don't do
Write
that.
into
Don't
Looney
do
Pod
that.
for president.
Nobody wants that. We don't
Yeah,
even know.
I mean,
we don't even know that they used to speak Spanish in the Philippines. You don't want us in charge of foreign relations.
This is
No.
how much you don't want me in the White House. Up until maybe 5 to 7 years ago, did not know where Washington, D.C. was on a map.
I
thought
this
it was
more
in-
recently.
I thought this was in Washington.
that tracks.
No, there's a whole
for
episode
sure.
where we have this discussion because I'm like,
What?
it's close to Virginia, and you're like, what?
Yeah, that tracks. That actually tracks then. Yeah. Okay. Let's forget that. Cut this out, editor. Anyway,
Oh.
everybody, be cool. That's all I got.
Be cool. Be
Um,
nice.
Be nice, be cool. Bye.
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 Don't look under the internet.